every one of us. But for these teams dressed in blue, greatness is demanded in order to make top 8. No more excuses. It's do or die as we get things kicked off.
Champions Field only accepts the best up in the rafters. One of these teams will get one step closer. Itachi trying to score early on. Exotic with Vatira lagging behind. And CRR will bring it out back towards midfield. And that is how this epic confrontation begins. AJG answers right back. Punch, counter punch, complexity.
And a smile on the face of the bull. AJG, what a shot! That's how you kick things off when you gotta take on the blue wall.
18 seconds in. They took a heavy shot from KC and answered back. Now Vatira down to Exotic, and it's saved away by Razebull. This will not be a slow, defensive, grinded out kind of affair. This is gonna be a heavyweight fight. Back and forth they go.
Punch and counter punch. You're gonna wanna see who can keep their composure as things move on. You see Vatira trying to set things up on the side of KCorp, but CRR able to pick things up. He's had a good performance this event, and he's only elevating as it continues on. But you see Itachi trying to set up. He's got Vatira in the midfield. 50 straight down. Complexity doing a good job of just kind of keeping up the pace here as KCorp looking to strike.
It was on this very stage a year ago that Itachi kind of earned his stripes. Led his team in scoring 18 goals in the main event. He's got to be brilliant again, and he has been so far for KCorp. But now it's Exotic, bringing it across. One of the other players that really raised his stock at last year's World Championship, made it kind of an easy choice for Vatira to pick this squad. It's Itachi bringing it back in. Drop down in front, nobody's there, it's cleared away.
See Complexity trying to slow things down. They're looking for each other in transition. CRR, like the fake challenge there, forcing Itachi to give up possession. Complexity don't seem phased here at all. I think they fully believe that they're capable of taking down KCorp. And they are in the lead right now. But again, not to overextend. We're seeing a lot of physical play here early, but Complexity's in the lead in terms of the demos here. 2-1. Chance here for Razebull. He plays it slow. Got the fake. He's looking for a bump here, but Exotic will get to the ball and make it 50.
Yeah, CRR trying to wave dash, did everything he could to try and win that challenge, but it's still getting back out towards midfield, nothing towards the net. Since that opener for him, Complexity, as this is cleared out, right back to CRR, and this Vatira, slow play. Not going to be afforded any time at all. CRR's all over it, and he goes all the way across to challenge Exotic as well. Exotic, the better of the two, got it to Itachi, now through the corner. Loose ball opportunity for Vatira, but it's AJG in the way. Itachi now, second touch, looking to set up Exotic. He puts it in reverse and has to retreat.
You can see a little awkward there on the side of Exotic, but KCorp now starting to take their time moving forward. Razebull there with the intercept though, putting KCorp in a tough spot. Exotic though, great follow-up there to get the save out. Still more pressure as Complexity have been keeping this ball on the blue half, looking to see if they can break through the blue wall once again.
A lot of people have maybe written this matchup off thinking it's Carmines to lose, but this is a Complexity squad that is going to bring it. Vatira lobbed to the backboard. Everybody's got to get back and get boost. Itachi's finally got some, but an Exotic gets beaten by Razebull on the ground. Up ahead now, he's got the full from midfield. CRR can't get in the way, but there's AJG. Had to make a challenge and had to be good with it.
Complexity couldn't keep up the pressure. Both Razebull and CRR had to leave that ball, so a little bit of space given to KCorp. But look at that, quick challenges from AJG. Complexity have been so fast to the ball. Demo on the play again, forcing Exotic to dive, and KCorp have been playing catch-up.
And great recognition by Exotic as well. Plan A wasn't there thanks to the demolition, so he had to be the backup, had to jump into action very quickly. He did. It remains a 1-0 game, but for how much longer? This one free to the wing for Exotic. Vatira's there on the side, and he's trying to play them like a fiddle, but AJG will have it through traffic, and he stops Itachi from centering. He's still having a tough time on the sidewall. Stayed with the play, though. Itachi, last touch, still denied by CRR.
Exotic trying to intercept that ball. KCorp want to be able to turn this around. Pass, shot by Vatira, but blocked away. Demo on the play, but there's no follow-up. Exotic's a little late. Exotic has Itachi, he's playing it off the back wall, but Razebull gets 3. Complexity able to clear things out. There was so much danger, but now they're trying to turn it around.
Exotic into his own net, falling away to pop that ball up to Itachi, and he's quickly out, but it's Vatira. We heard MVP chants during the video earlier. He's got to step up and be exactly that. Somebody has to get a hand up here, and it was Vatira with 20 seconds left. Back around the boards now, Vatira to clear right at CRR. They need a second car on this to KC, but not at the same time. Itachi and Exotic almost ran into each other. It is still loose in front with 5 seconds. They cannot break out of the zone. Complexity have locked down the blue wall and taken game 1.
And Düsseldorf comes alive! What a start on the side of KCorp. Well, I should say on the side of Complexity. KCorp, it felt like they were the team playing catch-up the entire time. So much pressure. And now, they've got to start to rethink their strategy. This one really did come down to a speed test, though. Those midfield challenges, so much speed from Complexity, AJG especially, all over the field. As you take a look at our Mobile 1 high-performance replay, he started off with a beautiful goal, and that momentum kept Complexity moving forward.
That goal gets better and better every time you look at it. You learn to appreciate what you get from the best of the best in the world. And Complexity get a 1-0 shutout to shut down the blue wall. People across the way not so happy. Behind us, they absolutely loved it.
It's going to be a shout match.
Oh yeah.
There's two battles going on
there
right
really
here.
are. There really are. There's, of course, the blue wall across the way. Vitality fans waiting for their team to play later on tonight. But now we go to game 2. There is still another team involved here, Complexity, the team that happened to win game 1. And boy, did they look impressive defensively in doing so against a high-powered attack.
Got to give KCorp the credit. It was a 1-goal game, but the shot opportunities were not there. They spent most of the time on the defensive end, and even the breakout chances weren't necessarily that great. Almost a good shot there from CRR just off the bar. Complexity will have to try again. But so far, great opening look from them. They're keeping up that pace that they started game 1 with.
Complexity scored in game 1 on its first opportunity of the series. They almost repeated that effort, got at least to the crossbar. Not a great sign for KCorp, maybe cause to feel just a little on edge. As it's Exotic to his own corner. Left the boost, and CRR will steal it away from Itachi. Vatira waiting on the near post, but it's Exotic that comes back. And a race to the other corner boost, won by CRR again. Complexity are really trying to pin down KCorp by denying them boosts.
They are playing off of KCorp's uncomfortability here, and they know it. KCorp, you can see the boost totals right now, so low from them. They're still trying, but look, almost zeros for the entire team there for a second. And now Complexity get to move upfield. Here comes Razebull, does get the flip reset, tried to get the dunk from Vatira, but he's able to hold on defensively.
Somebody's got to tell our observer Crasher, listen, you don't need to put a camera on CRR, just put it on the ball. He's everywhere the ball seems to be right now. Razebull on that effort. Now CRR again through the corner, and Itachi's there to make sure it goes nowhere close. But now AJG with Exotic coming across. He got that corner boost, then dives for his efforts, and now Itachi can't quite follow that play. CRR denied by Vatira.
Defense from KCorp has settled, but the offense has not been seen. They've been playing again from their own back half. Most of this game, again, is Complexity, trying to see what they can do to get past. The demos have been working. They've been slowing down KCorp, delaying their offense. But if they can't score on some of these plays forward, it's only a matter of time. Razebull gets the flick over. AJG has to correct. So CRR will play it off the corner. Demo on the play. CRR tried to see if he could get a fake, but Itachi didn't bite.
Boy, Complexity came oh so close to getting another big strike. Itachi's double tap denied. And now Vatira to the skies. Doesn't have a lot to work with. CRR back out towards Razebull. He could not chase it fully. Now AJG stopped by Itachi. But nobody's got a lot of boost for KCorp. Now they do. Vatira going to work again. Razebull denies the first effort, and KCorp just haven't had a strong follow-up. The first effort is okay, but they've got to make their money on the second and third chances.
The follow-ups haven't been good, but also those off-ball plays haven't been effective as well. Complexity's been set. Itachi's up, but no, Racebull still gets the deny. You're starting to look at the boost here from Complexity. They're low, but AJG's on the ball, and he gets a good clearance. CRR can pick this up now, and now it's a race. Exotic, smart dive there to pull off Racebull.
Yeah, Racebull turned back. He was expecting a big shot. It turned into a pass and really threw off Complexity, but they're still deep in KCorp territory yet again. Angles downward, Racebull just a little too slow for Itachi. And now Vatira again, stopped by AJG, and where's the follow-up? It comes from Exotic. Net is open, but AJG is all over the ball.
Oh, Vatira can get there. AJG playing the sidewall, but it's Exotic, smart move to play around him. Racebull will clear it, but it's been a deadlock so far. Only 3 shots from Complexity, only 2 registered from KCorp. We got a minute and 30 remaining in regulation for game 2. That's how close this ball has been, moving back and forth between these two teams.
11 shots between the two squads, 6 for Complexity in game 1, 5 for KCorp in that opener. They're just about even here as well, but the edge still belongs to Complexity, and they've had the majority of possession. And it continues now. Racebull almost got it down to CRR. Now Exotic through. Racebull's got to be careful with this, and he has been, as he avoids Itachi, and he avoids Vatira as well. It's Exotic that has to come up here in the final minute, and once again, another defensive grind between these two squads. Didn't expect this at all after the first minute of game 1.
I mean, you just don't expect initially going in to see Complexity's form. These challenges in the air have been phenomenal. They've been shutting down KCorp, not allowing them to get the freedom to control the play. KCorp has had to work so much harder to get the ball in the offensive front. As we approach the final 30 seconds, Complexity has just been so much faster.
Exotic, all he can do is just sky it up and hope Itachi can get there. Instead, it falls to Vatira. A demolition behind the play opens the door for AJG, but he doesn't have a teammate in the midfield, so this falls right down to Vatira after his demolition leveled the playing field. Final 8 seconds now before we head to overtime. Vatira bombs it away. CRR just waiting patiently. It'll skim along the ground. Racebull has it. How greedy will he get? Just content to go to OT. Hey, their first couple of starts have been great. Why not?
Overtime here in game 2. Kickoff seemed to have been in favor of Complexity, but ball to AJG. He's in a tough spot. Pressure coming out from KCorp, but Complexity able to deny. They have to make sure, again, not to overextend. You can see KCorp looking for some of these challenges, ready to jump on the ball whenever they get a chance.
This is netward. Racebull up, but Itachi there as well. Again, tremendous recognition. Not taking a break. Racebull, double, almost on target. And now it's KCorp breaking out. Exotic way downfield, stealing boost, not getting any contact, and Racebull just sends that across. Missed opportunity for the blue wall, but we're still scoreless in overtime of game 2. Back and forth, it's starting to turn into a bit of a track meet, but nobody's getting home.
No one's getting home, and we're also starting to see a little bit less physicality here. KCorp in a tough spot defensively right now, but AJG, he's gonna pull off. Chance here for Itachi, shots on target! Racebull will get the save!
Much to the delight of the Golden fans behind us, but here goes Exotic. Leaves it for Itachi. Off the backboard and again cleared away by CRR. Easily done, so now Vatira goes back to the drawing board. About third in the tank and just could not get by. It does fall to Exotic, and he's denied by Racebull. He beats 2 and Complexity send them away again.
Yeah, but CRR got bumped by Racebull, wanted to control that ball. Instead, AJG will have to do it with half a tank. Now Itachi on the ball. Vatira out of boost. Still gonna try to see if he can set up a play downfield. Exotic, no. Racebull gonna send that over to the corner. The awareness from Complexity in terms of where KCorp has been on the field has been phenomenal. They've been able to shut things down way before they get started.
7 goals for AJG in this main event, and his 1 strike here is the only goal we've had. This is a team that has CRR, who's led the main event coming into today in scoring, and probably still would if LJ didn't drop a dozen in our first series. Back downfield again, Exotic for CRR. No, Racebull's the one that's going to clear it away. I thought CRR might have pounded it off the backboard. And now it's AJG. He'll delay, little catch and release, and Exotic there to challenge but nothing that makes you think that KCorp's about to score. They had maybe one good look in OT, and after that, back and forth they go.
Oh, whoa, a little bit of confusion there. CRR has to wrap around and pick this up. Both teams looking to fight. AJG trying to play it off the back wall, but there's Exotic. Exotic following. You see Itachi playing so close, looking to help out with the 50. Instead, he'll be on the side wall. AJG will have to force him back. If Atira is sitting with 100 boosts waiting for a chance to challenge, will come through, but again, just 50 out from Ray's Bull. Complexity's second man challenge has been so quick. It denies KCorp the freedom to advance like they normally have. This ball in his face. AJG tried to go for a back pass to Ray's Bull, but Ray's Bull will have to retreat. He wasn't in the right position.
The idea was there, the execution was not, and KCorp almost capitalized. They still could, though Exotic couldn't get to this. So Itachi has to turn. Vatira's all the way back. And now CRR up ahead. Vatira uses all that boost that he retreated for to feather this down towards the ground. AJG looking to center. Itachi, again, just a little too quick onto the play. That goes across to Vatira. And Itachi was there. That looked like maybe a pass towards Itachi, but he just wasn't in position for it. Didn't have enough behind it.
Felt like Itachi also tried to fake out Ray's Bull, see if he could catch him moving a little too fast. Again, Complexity have made sure not to get too quickly to the point where they put themselves in awkward spots, but while also making sure to beat KCorp to the ball. We're approaching the 4-minute mark in game 2 OT, and no signs show signs of weakness. Maybe a chance here for Complexity, but oh no, AJG and CRR, they bumped each other. CRR now on the wall, has to try to at least buy some time for Complexity to reposition.
AJG lob ahead for CRR, but he couldn't get it down to a teammate, so now Ray's Bull could not commit to that play, and a good thing as he got back to his own backboard. CRR to his right, nothing doing there, so AJG will have to start the attack. Got through Exotic.
Oh,
has the flip, reset, and CRR wins it in OT! What an effort out of AJG!
AJG fights for the play, and it pays off big! Complexity pushed forward after KCorp tried to do everything to stop him. It's 2 for Complexity.
KCorp yet to get on the scoreboard, and you wonder if Eversax wants a timeout here after 2-0. That is the man, or the look of a man that is watching things start to slip away, but right there, El Toro is feeling the love from at least one half of the PSD Bank Dome here in Düsseldorf. 2-0 to Complexity, and we'll look back at all the near misses. So many opportunities on either side, but most of them right at the blue backboard as Complexity finally breaks through after 9+ minutes to take game 2, and we do indeed have a timeout called by KCorp.
Now, like you said, after 9+ minutes of gameplay, 8 shots from Complexity, 7 shots from KCorp as they take the timeout. So much Rocket League being played, and it's really easy in this environment, especially to get in your head. It's going to be up to Eversax to get them back locked in.
1 goal for CRR, 1 for AJG, and that's it. That's the only offense that Complexity have been able to muster. It's all they've needed. This place has been raucous for 2 straight days, and it's only going to get better as we continue on through the weekend. The playoffs begin tonight with 1 more match to go in the group stage after this. This kind of main event feel for Complexity and KCorp has delivered a masterpiece, but right now it is all Complexity.
Biggest thing for Complexity, staying locked in. They've been playing a very fast game of Rocket League, and it's been down to the wire, game by game. No team really looks like they've had too much control. Even with Complexity's offensive pressure, they can have as much pressure as they want, but they haven't been able to get those goals going. There's the noise, though!
That is deafening. 1-12. There was a sign earlier that said no KC, no party. Oh, the party may be reaching its end unless this timeout yields some results for the blue wall. CRR waiting and watching Ray's Bull go to work. Vatira around the corner, got past 1, and We'll see if KCorp has renewed energy. They got this one at least in front, but again, no shot coming out of it. Through much of that overtime, the shots were even at 6-6.
That's how close this one has been, but also it just shows you, offensively and defensively, these guys have been matched up very well. And Complexity have had that game plan. They've approached things with a strong pace. We're seeing a little bit of pressure early on, but nothing that Vatira can't handle. How KCorp come out of this timeout is going to be crucial to the rest of this series. How it's going to go. Chance there for Vatira! One on the board for Carmine!
Their MVP comes through. Exotic with a great pass to set up Vatira. This time, they got the defense just a little bit slow. And KCorp get their first goal of the series. It comes after 14, almost 15 minutes of gameplay in the early stages of Game 3. Now Vatira up to Itachi. Can KCorp build on this? Hasn't been the high-flying, high-scoring series we might have expected, so can Complexity even answer? He's gonna try, and he's denied by Vatira. Follow-up now, AJG, double tap lined up, and that's stopped away as well.
Look at all the work Complexity are doing. Everything has been matched though by KCorp. They finally gained the lead. The way this series could go, they could hold on to it. They could probably even extend it. We have to see how Complexity can handle playing from behind.
Drop down right at midfield for AJG. He was hoping Raisbull would be up a little bit higher on that corner wall. Instead, it's coming right back in their face. Drops down. Vatira thought about it, peels off, and he'll take this instead from the side wall. Let Exotic get boosted up, and he'll need it to start the counterattack. That's not coming forward. CRR instead, or AJG got it across, and now Itachi will finish the clearance for KC.
This will be a tough spot for Complexity. You're seeing a little bit of mistakes there. Raisbull able to get control of it.
That's the Rocket League equivalent of a trust ball.
Well, that shows you the trust also in both these teams. Complexity and KCorp, both times players have missed, but it hasn't been something that puts teams in a position where they give up goals. Approaching the halfway point right now of Game 3. Blue Wall scores once, and they've continued to be a wall ever since. Meanwhile, Complexity, you're starting to see a little bit of frustration from them, not being able to get anything going.
Oh, big shot here off the corner, and they cleared away. Not just enough to have a natural rebound, it caught a deflection on the way out and ended up all the way down in the KCorp half, but now Exotic runs out of gas, so Vatira gives chase, and that does not work out for the blue wall either. Exotic will at least park it at midfield, try to dump it back in, and slow down Complexity. Itachi's second touch not there, and this goes all the way across for AJG, trying to work in tandem, downfield, and denied.
Oh, but I like the idea, though. Raisbull tried to get it past AJG. Once he recognized that it was in trouble, he ended up getting a block out. Oh, my, Vatira! Look at him roar!
He had this all lined up. Did AJG thought, yeah, I've got the save. Surely Raisbull has it right. No. 2-0. Vatira.
You do not want to get him going. He stood out his chair and had some words after that one.
That dog starts barking a lot like Arsenal on the space station side. Vatira's a different animal when he becomes unchained. Out to the corner now, and he's still going after that with, what, 15 in the tank. Exotic managed to grab that full boost and could not get around AJG cleanly. So Itachi looking ahead for him, and CRR was there. Good positioning out of Complexity, who are far from out of this, but seeing similar numbers to what we saw last time, or last couple of games against KCorp.
Complexity trying to figure out their approach. Raisbull gonna leave that, looking for a bump. CRR, oh no, Vatira had it red. AJG will try to play this out of the corner, seeing if he can keep this play alive. He does so. Nice little touch there from CRR. Raisbull, a little bit of hesitation. The ball will go over him. Vatira trying to lead the charge from KCorp once again. You can see him just trying to disrupt as much as possible. Final minute remaining. A comfortable 2-goal lead for KCorp, but they gotta hold on.
You know who would have games like this back in the day? God, I feel old saying that. Classics would just have these games where things aren't going well, and all of a sudden it's just give me the ball and get out of the way. KCorp has 2 goals from 4 shots. All of that comes from Vatira. Exotic and Itachi yet to register a shot in this game as Raisbull will bring it forward. He's got CRR running interference. Can Complexity make a game of this? It drops down to Exotic and blocked by AJG, so it stays in the zone only for a moment. Back downfield as Complexity have to defend now with 20 seconds, facing a 2-goal deficit at the hands of Atira and the blue wall.
AJG trying to lob that downfield, but Tira had just enough boost to get there. Final 10 seconds. Complexity on the back end. KCorp holding their line and standing tall. Timeout successful. KCorp have their first win of the series. Complexity will push the ball downfield one more time, but they will run it to the wall, who will send it all the way back. And we may have a series on our hands here.
Yes, we do. Scoreless for about 15 minutes of gameplay, and they answer back with the full complement of Complexity's offense. 2-0, the scoreline in Game 3 on DFH, and now we look ahead to Game 4 and see just how much the timeout buff works for KCorp. They have turned the momentum in this series as we look back at, well, the Vatira highlight reel. Exotic assisted both of them, but it's Vatira with his 2 strikes and nearly a third that you just saw nearly pinched away. And he is roaring now. Look on the right side. Not the numbers Complexity wants to see if they're going to hold off the blue wall for much longer.
When you have a big-time player like Vatira on the team, that's something that you come to expect, a performance like his. Shot 2 for 4, 4 saves on the back end. He was everywhere he needed to be from KCorp, and he made an impact. Now it's time for KCorp to build, because they're still down in the series, and for Complexity, adjustments have to be made. This will be a big game for Complexity. Still can put this series on match point, but you can see KCorp starting to fight back.
Complexity is the only North American team here that has a winning record against Europe. It's only 3-2. Meanwhile, the Blue Wall has not lost to a North American team this season in 5 tries. Will they make it 6-0? Can they come back from a 2-0 series deficit? They're well on their way after a 2-0 shutout in Game 3. CRR can only delay the inevitable. Here comes Exotic down to Itachi. Neither of them had a shot in that previous game, but now they get at least 1 registered, and the offense going a little bit more for KCorp.
Oh, I like that here from Vatira. Just again, a couple of big challenges, and then trying to go up, just forcing that aerial. See, it just sets up the person in the back end for KCorp to control the pace of play. They're trying to move upfield, and a little bit of physicality coming on the side of Complexity. But here's Vatira off the back wall, trying to get that straight down. AJG, clutch touch, as Itachi was waiting.
I think Itachi just had to wait an extra moment there just in case it was cleared. It wasn't pretty, but I guess it works out for Complexity. AJG gonna bring this to ground. Itachi had the read too, and he just kind of stonewalled him the whole way. And now Vatira with plenty to work with. Itachi as well. CRR's gonna bring it back, and that boost spawned right underneath them. Fortunate break for Complexity. They're not gonna turn it into any offense though. Exotic lining it up, and that's a great clear. Even better with the shot, but Vatira had it scouted.
So more pressure. Razebull couldn't get there fast enough. And AJG trying to keep this in play. KCorp a little low on boost. Complexity looking for a way in. Ball still being played in the corner though. This is very easy to defend if you're KCorp. Exotic is gonna try to take this one downfield. Good control, gets the 50 win. That's gonna go straight down, and Razebull's there to meet it.
A good testing ball there by CRR, but it's served right up to Vatira, who could not connect with Exotic. Doesn't matter, they still get a quality look in front of the box. Itachi dished down to Vatira, it's still loose, and AJG just got it away from Exotic. Great heads-up play on both ends. Complexity slightly better of the two, but there's still a mess right now defensively. Itachi got it through 1, but cleared away.
And you see KCorp that they're moving quickly. Anytime Complexity make a mistake, they are jumping on top of the ball. Complexity are surviving though, but by the skin of their teeth, as KCorp try to ramp things up and put the pressure on.
Razebull again. He's got by 1. Getting by 1's the easy part. The second and third, not so much. Itachi's downfield! And CRR didn't recognize it
When going up against KCorp, you have to have your eyes everywhere. He sat in the back end, waited for his opportunity, and hit the strike.
That's his 10th goal of the main event to lead all scorers on KCorp. There's a reason they kept this guy and effectively built the team around him. It's worked out. DRR across now to Raise Bull as Complexity now facing a scoring drought of their own. They haven't scored since that Game 2 overtime winner from CRR. Exotic shot tests Raise Bull, but he passes.
Complexity frustrated at this point. Not able to get anything offensively. Sat in the back end as a KCorp testing ball. Exotic shot. It's a light one, and AJG was there to meet it. But you see Vatira trying to crash the play. So is Exotic. Great turn for them to keep it alive and in the midfield. And even Itachi dives to meet that one. They are not giving ground to Complexity, forcing their way through, fighting for any type of possession.
Oh, Vatira quickly downfield. KCorp moving a lot faster now. Raise Bull got a clear one, and he does, trying to find his teammate CRR, and at least made the connection, but not a meaningful one. Back downfield, deep into the Complexity corner. KCorp spent a lot of time on the two orange corners of the field. Here's AJG with CRR running in front, and a save made by Vatira, who breaks out with Itachi and tests CRR. So again, Complexity forced to defend very, very quickly. They can't even express any disappointment in their attack not getting to pay dirt because they've got KCorp right on their doorstep over and over and over again to the tune of 7 shots.
It's there for a breakout, but once KCorp get back instead of defense, it becomes that much harder. Raise Bull trying to open up the play. AJG shot, denied! Follow, no, CR has to hurry back! 30 seconds remaining! Complexity, they gotta go, they won't get too many more opportunities!
Not many more like that in the whole series. It's Itachi looking to put it away, and what a save by AJG. He knows a thing or two about that, and Raise Bull makes another. That keeps Complexity alive here in Game 4, trying to force match point. KCorp looking to tie the series with the final 6 seconds. Loose ball in front. It's CRR first. AJG out for Raise Bull.
It's a high
looking
ball
for the tie, but the bank is closed, and we're all tied up.
Back and forth, punch for punch. Complexity started things off with some quick strikes, but KCorp adjusted and adapted, and they are now even here in the scoreline. This is anyone's series.
The drums are banging over in 004 and beyond as KCorp have come back with a pair of dubs, and that shot just looks cinematic as we look back at yet another shutout at the hands of KCorp. Neither team has won a game where the opposition has scored. That strike from Itachi, his first of this series, 10th in the event. KCorp have it rolling now. Consecutive shutouts, and just as KCorp took a timeout after being shut out for 14 plus minutes, we have a timeout now from Complexity, so they'll all be burned out with the series tied 2 games apiece.
Big timeout for Complexity. The matches have been close, but KCorp have turned things around. They've got to figure out how to get an edge here. After this point, it is straight Rocket League. However you're feeling, you have to be locked in from this moment on if you want to make top 8.
One thing that strikes me is, of course, the change in demeanor from the Complexity squad. They realize now the kind of fight they're up against. I think the mistake they made was ever daring to smile up on that stage while Vatira was across the way. There is no happiness allowed when you're staring down that pitfall. And now, 2 games apiece. The Oasis is waiting for the end of this timeout, and we'll see if Complexity will achieve the same level of success that KCorp has following their timeout after Game 2.
Just anticipation in the room. Düsseldorf, are you ready?
We touched 112 briefly again. They've got a big reason to be excited. Two of them, in fact. The two blue pips under KCorp. Now we go to the Oasis to break a 2-all tie. Oh, Vatira. For Itachi. No, he's going to take it himself. Itachi's still there. Well, this is not the start that Complexity wanted. Coming out of a timeout, they're playing more and more defense. Vatira denied by Raise Bull.
You can feel the tension in the air as everyone goes up for these individual plays. Itachi trying to wrap it around. Exotic, nice pop. Vatira's up early. That one will go straight down. Raise Bull, a great read on it. No one can get the follow-up, so Itachi will control once again. He's only got 18 boost. Has to work with what he has. Wanted to get the bump on CRR, but CRR able to knock it away in midfield.
Low play out of Exotic, and Raise Bull not content to wait. AJG not waiting either. Complexity being a lot more aggressive now. Can KCorp adjust to this look out of Complexity? Vatira, unbothered. He'll dive in, steal some boost. They ran into Exotic on his way back. That slows down KCorp, but to what extent? Seemingly none of consequence.
It's all about who is going to make that mistake and who is going to capitalize here. AJG, not the best touch. Itachi a little awkward, so CRR will go and get the challenge. He pulls out two. Raise Bull, 51 boost as he goes into the air. Exotic, though, with the read on the back wall, able to deny. You see Vatira just trying to chase it down. Not trying to let Complexity get too much room here for free with the ball, and also trying to make sure they waste as much boost as possible. Big touch from Raise Bull, leaves that one, not gonna be able to get the follow-up read. Here's AJG, can't get the dunk on Exotic as well, and Itachi up so early to try to get the push downfield going.
He must be so frustrating for Complexity to play against right now, because he has a couple of times stopped those slow plays through the air. This time, it's Raise Bull, El Toro, who comes through.
Set up on the play, light touch, CRR gets the bump on Itachi. He creates the opening, and Raise Bull sinks it in.
Their first goal since an overtime winner from CRR in Game 2. What a relief now for Complexity. Every game so far has been a shutout, and a low-scoring one at that. Game 1 threatened to be a shootout. It was anything but. This goes across to AJG. He's got time, but it's running out. Could not go for the corner boost, had to leave it behind. And Itachi got a piece of this, so Exotic can finish the clearance, but it's fallen back to the center. AJG cleared for takeoff. Raise Bull there. Where's the follow-up from CRR? He has to stay back, but Tira got up in a hurry.
Oh, but good challenge there from CRR. Exotic now last back. AJG with the win. And Exotic, once again, that recovery. Had zero boost there, and now he'll get demoed, so he'll be back in time. And Itachi can keep this ball upfield. That being said, KCorp got a lot of work to do. You can see Complexity starting to ramp up. They've been so much more controlled.
Just as that ball got across, great audible there by Vatira to try and set that up for a teammate, but it did not work out. Complexity still leads, but for how much longer? Exotic to Vatira's right.
Oh,
he'll take it
Vatira!
himself, though. For Itachi now, and he has to slow play with AJG diving across. The opportunity just quite didn't present itself, but now this could fall right to Vatira, and he will slow play and wait. Almost like he's trying to bait Complexity in just a little bit and get them to overextend.
Chance there. CRR and Raise Bull both in the back end. Raise Bull did pick up that boost. CRR now on the ball. Tried to see if he can line up the double, but it'll be AJG looking to reposition himself, find the best way into the play. Itachi again, great touches out into the side, just slowing down the play as Complexity are trying to get some of these solo plays in to bring KCorp's defense out, get that follow-up pressure. Their follow-ups have been very solid this game, but again, not to overextend. Demos on the play, left and right. It's a free ball.
We know this series will at least go to the bright lights of Neo Tokyo, but who will have the upper hand? Right now it's Complexity trying to hold on for another minute, and they've kind of got KCorp locked down again. We've seen them get a lot closer than they had in the previous shutouts, but still unable to break through the Complexity defense. It's a different kind of blue wall on the orange side as CRR is stopped by Itachi. Vatira's shadowing, waiting to see what AJG does. Picks it away. Itachi, and a tie game!
Just like that, off of a snap, KCorp strike. AJG in a tough spot. 50 goes perfectly to Vatira, and he gives the dime to Itachi. All of a sudden, it's anybody's ball game.
4 shots for KCorp, 5 for Complexity. Only 40 seconds separate us from another overtime as Itachi. Boy, if he had scored that, it might have been KCorp's series, period. Now Exotic has that go right to Vatira. Could be trouble. CRR taking advantage of that little hesitation there. Vatira had to wait as an attacker was diving by. And now they got to play a little conservatively with Complexity starting to bear down on him. 20 seconds remain. Overtime looming at Deadeye Canyon. AJG doesn't have a teammate in the midfield, so he's going to take it himself. No follow-up because of the demolition. Raiseball in there late. 7 seconds remain. Exotic whiffed on it, and this should go to overtime. Barring something catastrophic out of either side, we have sudden death to break a 2-2 tie.
A day to change even here off the kickoff. Goes straight down the middle, 50 on the play. CRR back in time, used all of his boost to get it to Raiseball. Both teams starting to get reset here. But all it takes is one mistake, one moment. AJG trying to set it up, and the ball!
After all that, KCorp had their chances. They let him go by the wayside, and it's the 7th shot, Raiseball's 3rd, that gives him his 2nd goal and puts Complexity 5 minutes away from taking down the blue wall and leaving only 2 French powerhouses here at the World Championship.
What a performance from Complexity. We take a look at the highlights one last time. I said it, it only takes a moment. And look at AJG create that, and for Raiseball to get there in time. Now, KCorp stunned. There are no more timeouts. We are loading up Neo Tokyo. And it's gonna be up to KCorp to try to adjust here in the time we have left. But Complexity are 1 game away from top 8 here at the World Championship.
Nearly 500 points from the Bull, who sharpened his horns and is looking to charge one more time through the streets of Neo Tokyo, headlong into a blue wall. Will he break through? Will Complexity finish the job, or does Champions Field await? Here we go on Neo Tokyo.
Already start here on the side of Complexity. They've earned their stripes, but they still have to finish the job. KCorp gonna leave everything out there. Oh, I say that, a bit of a mistake. And CRR got it!
The leading scorer coming into today just got another thanks to a lot of interference. The bump by Raiseball, that touch from Itachi, desperate as it was good enough without Raiseball coming through. Complexity strike first, and now Itachi's got to work quickly for KCorp. They cannot allow this momentum to continue. Oh, what a touch by Vatira. Exotic for Itachi, who does it again!
They fight back! Vatira, what a touch! Exotic plays the 50 perfectly, and it's an open look for Itachi! They will not go down quietly!
Top 8 in the fall. They won the winter, 3rd in the spring. They've been all over it. One thing's remained constant, though. They've at least been there at the end.
It's
in
open.
the top 8, and they're headed towards Champions Field if stuff like that continues.
Desperate play that didn't need to happen on the side of Complexity, and they give that one right to KCorp. 2 back-to-back goals. Lots of time left here in Game 6.
Make it 13 now for Itachi to lead his team. All the talk about who the MVP might be off of this squad. I'll give you an answer. Start waving the Moroccan flag. Exotic down towards Itachi. He beat Raiseball to the punch with no boost in the tank at Raiseball. And Alvatira keeps us in the zone, but finally cleared out by the Bull, who was able to get some boost finally, and Complexity much better off for it. But they are still facing a deficit in a closeout opportunity against a team that you cannot let those opportunities go by against.
Ooh, Raiseful trying to see if he can set up the redirect. CRR goes to opt for the boost steal. Now ball on the orange side. CRR has to get a good touch here. 50's Itachi, I should say. And Raiseful now on top of the ball. Gets that one past Vati. And Exotic will spin the back. Vatira though, high ball redirect. CRR, good touch. Itachi was playing the miss. And now KCorp got to try to keep this one alive. They're on the retreat though.
Complexity have been so great defensively, keeping KCorp at bay. But they still find themselves trailing. Exotic narrowly gets this one through. AJG's gonna stay with this and let one attacker go by. Raise bull, slow play, nothing there, and Itachi, who's done it again. We've seen him time and time again just be an absolute wall that nobody can get past. Up high here, AJG for the rebound. He has to watch it go, and Raise bull will have to collect it with a full tank.
Yeah, AJG was hanging around, he was low boost. He really wanted to steal that corner before he left. CRR now trying to apply the pressure. Good touch from Itachi to Vatira. Vatira, a lot of boost. This could be dangerous for Complexity. Flip reset past one, but Raiseful able to clear it out of danger. Halfway through game 6 right now. Complexity are trading possession with KCorp, but KCorp showing no signs of letting this one go for free.
KCorp as well, shutting down those contingency options. Loose ball here, and Itachi got to it again. He is everywhere, just as CRR was at the start of this series. Raiseful to lob it forward, but Tira's not letting it through. Second touch, got by, looking to throw it across, but AJG's there. It's not cleared, but this time saved away off to the corner. Not out of the woods just yet. Exotic coming in, running out of boost, running out of time to find somebody, and instead, it just bounces harmlessly to the corner for now.
Complexity starting to crumble. The blue wall feels reinforced. How will Complexity be able to adjust? Itachi, free ball. Has the flip, uses it, wants to get the dunk, but it's denied out. Vatira can only keep that in play as AJG clears this out, but Complexity been pushed to their back wall so many times, and it's killing time off the clock, it's killing opportunities from them as well. Raise bull, can't set that up. CRR gets bumped, so AJG's last back. He's only got 3 boosts, he's got to make the touch. He gets bumped out the way, and Itachi will score again!
A hat trick in a must-win spot for Itachi and KCorp. Raise bull almost got there, but almost only counts in horseshoes. 3-1 with 80 seconds remaining.
It feels like we're getting closer and closer to Champions Field. There's still time for Complexity, but now it feels like they're being outpaced and outclassed. This is KCorp when they're in form.
Oh, dropped out again. They cannot let that ball go cleanly out to an oncoming attacker. And if that continues to happen, game 7 could be very long. Still final minute here. It's still very much a game, but Complexity are watching this closeout opportunity slip away. Itachi trying to make something out of nothing. Not happening. But here, little slow to the play. Raiseful outpaces him, and Complexity is back within 1.
The bull charges, turns things around, takes it for himself, and gets it past the entire blue wall. He puts it into the top right, and he gives Complexity a shining star of hope. But can they get one more?
All-important kickoff here with 45 seconds. It's the bull trying to show his horns, not this time. Exotic giving chase, so too is CRR. It falls to Itachi. Worst case scenario for Complexity, but Vatira couldn't dive forward in time. There's only one man to beat. It's Exotic, but he's up to the task.
Up to the task, but they got to get the ball out. Clear to the midfield. Raise bull on his way back, denies the corner. CRR takes that away from Vatira. Big push here for Complexity. They've got to make it work. 50 up, Exotic up so quickly, and that's going to put him to the back wall again.
The final countdown of Game 6. Champions Field on the horizon. They're starting to light it up. And when this ball touches ground, we'll see you for Game 7.
Something's gotta give. Left and right, this series has been everything and more. What a performance from Complexity to start, but what a bounce back from KCorp. We're going into game 7, but this could go any way.
It could, and if KCorp is going to maintain its perfect record against North America, they'll have to do something they have not done all season long, if you can believe this. Win Game 7 on Champions Field. Look back again at the Mobile One high performance replay and the pop-off as Itachi drags KCorp kicking and screaming to Champions Field. He will not be denied as he continues his impressive run here at the World Championship.
And the crowd continues to show
What's not to love about this?
This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all entertained here. Greatness isn't given, it's earned. 5 minutes on the clock, only one goes to top 8.
Top 8 awaits either KCorp or Complexity. No room for error, no room for a simple lapse of focus. CRR has options downfield. He sailed it high, no rebound. And now Vatira. Any clear downfield by either of these sides could turn into a lethal strike. It is edge of your seat stuff with the tension building here in Düsseldorf.
And an arena at the edge of their seats waiting to erupt. Who's gonna be the one to start it off? Complexity, be very careful. But KCorp ready to strike! Exotic!
How many goals do you think Exotic had coming into this game? As many as I did. That's his first, and what a time to break it out. 44 seconds into Game 7.
And KCorp set the tone and put the clock on Complexity's run in the tournament.
Complexity now have the task set in front of them. Raise bull around Vatira. But again, it's the stalwart at the back, Itachi. Borderline unbeatable as CRR nearly got one through. Raise ball, oh, CRR bumped away. Even when Itachi isn't in position to make a stop, somebody else steps up. It's Exotic, flick on, and it is a beauty!
2 for Exotic! He picked the perfect time to activate. Flipped over CRR. He said, you better challenge that ball. He's gonna try the net every single time.
The two players that were probably the most underrated coming out of last year's World Championship are leading KCorp alongside Vatira towards a top 8 potentially. Complexity might have something to say about it, but they better speak up real soon. CRR shot, a little high and wide. Exotic had to get there. Now Raise Bull looking for options. He's got CRR, but he just dropped it off a little too far away. And Itachi will just slowly bring it out. CRR back in. What does he have to work with? Not a whole lot, but there's Raise Bull denied at point blank by Vatira.
Well, Exotic up quickly, good 50 to set up Itachi. Itachi trying to bring that off the back wall. And Exotic was looking for a bump on CRR. Chance here for AJG. It's the flip, but Vatira, great read, forcing Complexity back. They have to push themselves to the limit if they want to come back from a 2-goal deficit against a blue wall that will not let anything past them.
Complexity's had 2 looks at it, but now Exotic has come alive. 2 goals in Game 7. After only having, only 4 assists as AJG shot. It was a rocket, but still dismissed by the blue wall. They're through the defense, and Itachi adds another.
And he's letting them hear it over there on the other side as well. Demo pass 1, Itachi puts it home, and the wall only gets taller. 3-goal lead in Game 7.
Raise Bull dances around 1, but he can't get any further. Itachi, menacing presence downfield, so too now is Exotic. It's Vatira at the back now as they calmly guide it back to him. And AJG has that first clear. CRR's got to finish it off. Raise Bull just can't get there in time. It's a much different pace now out of KCorp, playing with all the confidence in the world, playing like a world champion contender. Exotic now will delay, and Complexity just can't find any way back into this game. There's the double, almost through, and Complexity stay alive, but on life support, gotta have it here, and AJG does.
He gets one, and they have some time. AJG, nice play. The hesitation, the control, and it uses Exotic as a little help to pinch that in. Complexity need everything and more. As 1:39 is the timer. Here we go.
There is a lot of time, but not the way KCorp's been presenting their defense. CRR gotta have a handle on this, and oh, that was dangerous.
Raise Bull turn.
And that got through, it would've been over. Raise Bull for CRR, and Vatira again in the way. Exotic had to avoid AJG, and that might have slowed down KCorp if there were any other game. Vatira flip reset. CRR stopped him. Can they get numbers in transition though? The answer is no. Oh, CRR is downfield. Redirect available. Off the ceiling and still well defended by the wall.
Oh, two misses there. Vatira with time, not the best shot. And CRR will be able to get the clearance. It's still a 2-goal game, but KCorp looking to finish. Itachi trying to get the light touch, but couldn't get past CRR. Complexity, though, pushed in their back end, and KCorp trying to keep them there for the rest of the game.
And they're in no hurry to give this ball back to Complexity either. They're not just letting anything get away from them. That caught a deflection off of Exotic, though. Still to Vatira. Raise Bull bumped by Exotic and still manages to stay with the play. Remember that if Complexity were able to make something out of this. As AJG right at midfield with 30 seconds left. Can't get anything forward, and again, Itachi just puts the clamps down.
Hope dwindling. Complexity, maybe a chance here. Raise Bull does get a 50. They need someone there, but there's no one there. CRR, no! Blocked away! The blue wall denies! Final few seconds! KCorp, stay tall and move on to the top 8!
Speak your truth, Vatira! A heroic performance from all three members at different points from KCorp. And mutual respect certainly displayed and earned across the way. Remember that shot. It may not be the last time you see it this weekend.
One of the best teams in the world. And they made it to championship. Well, no, actually, they haven't made it yet. They still have another game to play later on today. They made it to the playoffs. But they have, I believe, game G later on.
Strong performance, though, under duress. That is what world champions are made of. That's the kind of performance that can galvanize an already powerful bond. And what about this image from Complexity? You can't help but applaud their efforts. A transatlantic squad, all things considered, right? You've got two originating from South America, and then CRR coming over from Spain. He proved to be the missing piece. I said at the very start of the season, he would be a superstar. When all was said and done, I think he has certainly elevated himself to that status around that team. And we have certainly not seen the last of that roster on the World Championship stage.
Not with their performance, no. I mean, looking at them, 7 games against Team Liquid earlier on in this group stage, go to the lower bracket, they battle back to this moment. We've seen them go the distance with some of the best in the world. It just, when it gets to that game 7, it feels like it's the hurdle they can't get over. But we'll see what happens later on in the future. Right now, the future is KCorp as they move on.
They do move on, and the future is to be smashed, standing on stage with, I'm sure, a relieved but excited, victorious KCorp.
KCorp get the job done, and it's in front of a home crowd. The blue wall certainly did not disappoint. Yesterday, CRR said that the blue wall would suffer. But what's the reason that you guys were able to pull through?
Like, to be honest, they made us suffer, for sure. It was a really good match. We struggled to enter well in it, but we quickly woke up and we're really happy with how we played.
Now you guys came into this in the lower bracket. Do you think that playing with no lives has prepared you even more for the playoffs?
Playing with no crowd?
Playing with no extra lives. You guys dropped down to that lower bracket. Do you feel like that benefits you now to get that kind of out of the way?
Yeah, clearly, because now we got to play one match in front of our crowd. It makes us really motivated, and we needed that match to wake up. And now we're in playoffs. Everyone is even, and we're going to give our best to win.
Now you brought up the blue wall, and they are absolutely insane. They're bringing drums and flags. They had a flag of your guys' faces on it, for goodness sakes. Was there added pressure knowing that you had to perform in front of them?
To be honest, it's only good pressure. Like, we're so happy to have them with us. It's incredible. I really thank them a lot, and to be honest, it's not a big deal. We're used to it now. We got them in Rotterdam. There were a less amount of people, but we got them. We're used to it now, and thank you very much.
Now, Itachi, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to forward my next question to the blue wall. You guys ready for this? What's the color?
The color is blue. Which one? Was it Carmine Core or Complexity? In this one, Carmine Core. Advance forward.